103.3 FM. Joe Reinager, Jason Minix, The Blitz.
It is The Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. He's Joe Reinager. I'm Jason Minix.
What's going on, Jason?
I'm trying to figure out, did Rob Thompson sit on this side during halftime? I can tell. The headphones are on 12. They only go to 10. They're blowing my ears out.
Blowing it out, huh?
There's a half-drank bottle of tea with the lid not quite on there all the way, so it's ready to spill. And there's 4 pens on this side. You can always tell where Rob Thompson's been. He leaves a trail.
Well, he does, because normally he's on this side, and this corner over here has got things growing on it.
Well,
I mean, there's like food from 1980 over there somewhere.
he doesn't leave food around that long.
Well, yeah, I mean, don't know what all this stuff is.
All those health bars, they got to be Jimenez's.
Health bars.
That's not Rob's.
Yeah, not Rob's. Nothing much healthy about Rob, is there?
Oh, that's not true. I mean, in all honesty, since he started seeing Dr. Torres, yeah, he's doing a lot better.
Is he?
He you know.
Well, I'd hate to seen him before. If he's doing better now.
He lost a lot of weight.
Is that right?
Yeah, no, he did.
Okay.
He did good.
All right.
Kind of grumpy as hell when he was going through some of the fasting things that he had to do. But I was proud of him for actually getting through it.
I've never really seen Rob grumpy yet. I'm sure I will, but I haven't seen it.
When he's having an apple for lunch with some sort of weird butter crap thing.
Well, that might make anybody grumpy.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's Rob doesn't get grumpy too often.
He's a pretty happy guy.
Although then again, we don't see him at 7 a.m.
That's
I mean, Rudy
point.
might have a different idea.
Yeah, we need.
but yeah, but you can always tell where Rob has been.
Yeah,
I mean,
he leaves a trail.
He leaves stuff everywhere, and the headphones. Generally speaking, let me turn these down before I go. But
right,
Rudy in the morning, he and I are, kind of same chair height, kind of same earphone level. Right, you just plug in and go. And I plugged in and went, well, whoa, what's going on with my ears?
I don't turn things down when I leave here. Are you supposed to do that?
No,
I just leave everything alone.
You barely turn off a light.
I don't. Yeah, I don't do that much. I just ready to get the hell out of here.
Exactly.
I'm learning from the master over there.
Quick exit. Have your escape route planned. Be ready to go.
And do it. Yeah, and it was great last night because I didn't have to go to work.
Your second job.
My second job.
You're such a slacker now. You only have one
telling
job.
You, one job.
One job.
You had one job. It was great. Had dinner with my wife last night. Crashed. I was asleep at 10:30.
When was the last time you were asleep at 10:30?
I can't remember.
I mean, considering you used to just be finishing up work.
Yeah, I can't remember. But in my defense, it had been one of those weekends that where it was a lot of party going on. And so I was, I'm not the kid I used to be. So I was worn out and ready to go to bed. We were sitting at the restaurant, and both of us just thought like this, just kind of,
I'm with you.
About to fall into food. So it was time to go home, and it felt great. Slept like a baby last night, and feel good today.
So what we need to do, because you're officially done with television.
Yes.
You're officially a slacker with one job.
That's right.
We need to call our friends over at Slackers, go over to their place, and do a party where we can cut your ties, burn your ties, do something with your ties that you no longer need.
I think that's a great idea. You think they'll go for it?
I know those guys pretty well. I think we could make that happen.
And in all honesty, and there's one right across the street, not too far from Ken's TV.
Over there on Fredericksburg, the medical center location. Right. They've got 4 Slackers locations. Yeah.
I hate to admit it. I've never been.
You've never been to a Slackers?
Never have been to a Slackers. So
we've got to change that.
We have to go. Because I want to go.
You're officially a one-job slacker now.
Exactly. But I've heard you guys out there, with the Rock the Mic stuff and some other events, and I've heard y'all out there, and it sounds like a great place.
Slackers is always a great time.
Yeah.
I enjoy going to Slackers. I will tell you now, there's something about that place that you always Uber home. There's those places that you always just have a great time there that I love slackers.
Jason, I'm finding that every place I go somewhere with you have to Uber home.
Well, I go to good places.
You do, apparently. Because Uber, I think you have them on speed dial, don't you?
Well, it's right there on my phone. There's this app thing, Grandpa. Right. I mean, so yes, they are always just right there on my phone.
I'm a 5-star VIP with Uber, so I just want you to know.
Are you really?
Yeah, I am. I got 5 stars.
Bragger.
I'm telling you, I'm nice to people.
Sure.
I tip them.
Uh-huh.
Do you tip the Uber guy?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
I mean, something significant. Not, where it's not $1.
No, they suggest the various, and honestly, depending on the ride, will depend on am I going to the second option or the third option. Rarely do I go with the first option, which is the cheapest. If it's a shorter ride, I tend to tip bigger for their time.
Now,
does that make sense?
It does. Do you rate them? Do you use the star thing?
Well, so generally 5. Generally 5 and tip and go.
Right. I've never rated anyone less than a 5, but there are some I wanted to.
I've done, if it's been bad or I thought I was going to die, I'll go 1.
Yeah.
It's either a 1 or a 5, and I've only had to do that once or twice. There was one Uber driver in Dallas, in particular, and my niece tells this story probably the best. But this woman, she picks us up. First off, she had a box of snacks.
Oh, wow.
In the car, but they weren't normal looking snacks. And, we get in and she's wearing a headband, and she starts we were going from Live, which is right there by Cowboys Stadium,
right,
to that Sheraton.
Okay.
It wasn't that long of a walk.
Sure.
But we were in no condition for that walk. And it was cold outside. It was after a Thanksgiving Day game. And this woman literally, it's a very short drive, damn near killed us twice. and
how does that happen?
Well, one, she did a U-turn without looking, and this other car, right?
Oh,
so
wow.
we thought, all right,
okay.
Well, this is going to be interesting. And then as you're driving down the road, you have to take a left to get into the Sheraton, right?
Yeah.
From Live. Well, there's that cement divider thing, the curb, right?
Mm-hmm.
She went over that because she didn't go far enough down to where there's the break in there where you can make the left turn.
Right. Okay.
That was the 1 star.
Gotcha.
Because I thought we were.
Gave her 1 star.
Yeah.
I've never had a horrible Uber ride, honestly, that I can remember. Maybe I have, and I don't remember it.
Which is a good thing.
Right. But I don't remember a horrible one where I would give somebody a 1 star. So, yeah, I've been pretty lucky, I guess.
I gave a guy 5 stars and a very generous tip one time.
Yeah.
And I still have no idea if he knew who I was or not. But I get into the Uber and he's listening to our station, and I didn't say anything. I just thought it was kind of cool to get into an Uber, and the guy was listening to whatever game was on, the night before. And he said, "Do you mind sports radio?" I'm like, "No, I'm fine. I'm interested in the game that was there." And then he proceeded to tell me how bad the Blitz was, and how bad Rob Thompson and Jason Minix are. The whole ride, he was just complaining.
Wow.
And I was like, "Well, why do you listen?" Because now I was just curious.
Yeah.
And for the life of me, I don't know if he put 2 and 2 together. And he was like, "Well, it's the better of bad options in this town," because he was from Boston, where there's good sports talk radio.
Oh, okay.
But he just loved to listen to us so he could bitch about us. And I thought, well, that's kind of sports talk radio in a nutshell. You either like us or you don't, as long as you listen.
That's all that matters.
But I thought it was hilarious. But I gave him 5 stars and a very generous tip.
Well, that was nice.
Just in case.
And you don't think he ever knew?
I don't think he ever knew. And my wife was starting to say, and I'm like, no, this is gold. This is this is gold. Yeah.
Wow. Well,
see, and now that you're a radio guy, you as a TV guy, you get in and they know who you are immediately. They
Yeah.
either know who you are or they don't.
Right.
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 I mean, they either
Yeah.
watch you, or the man, you look familiar guy,
or you're Bill Taylor.
Radio,
Yeah.
you don't get that. You're Bill Taylor.
I'm Bill Taylor. Yeah, I've got that a lot.
You're Bill. Do you ever get your Greg Simmons?
Never got that. I got a Steve Spriester once.
I could see that.
Yeah,
I could see that.
But mostly Bill Taylor, and it's always, hey, how's the weather? What's the weather going to be like? Yeah, we're going here. Is the weather going to be good? And I'm like, I don't know.
Do you just lie to him?
I'll say I don't know. You know, and Bill would get the same thing. So we could royally screw each other if we wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly. But he's telling them just to, go blow or something, right? But we never
met
did.
that Bill Taylor at this thing, and he was
a jerk. No, but we could have done that. But to my knowledge, Bill has never done that, and I've never done that to him. So you're nice, and you try to figure out a way to, say, well, I'm the other guy. I do sports, but because most people, honestly, who watch TV news for the weather, usually turn the TV off after the weather forecast. I have found that in my years of TV.
People watch just for the weather?
Just for the weather. I mean, according to the consultants, that's what people watch local news for the most. That's what they want to see is the weather. I guess that has some merit to it.
It's going to be sunny and hot.
Because you ever notice, I mean, when there's a storm coming, it's like, watch us or you'll die. I mean, that's the promo, right?
Yeah,
so,
pretty much.
So that's it. So, it's weather, and it's all weather all the time. And so, bam, 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 bam.
And I get that when it's worthy.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see it mobilizing now. Ooh. Let's see who draws the short straw that gets to go stand on the highway in Kerrville while it ices over.
I know it. That's horrible.
Who's going to go stand out where we know it always floods to show flooding? And those of us that have lived there for a long time, you kind of know what areas to avoid. But then again, it's there. Ronald on Facebook Live, his parents watch for the weather. But do they watch for the sports? See, Rudolph Renee says, I never start watching until 20 after.
And that's just before I come on.
That's right. I mean,
used to.
And I can tell you, at 24 is when I flip around because I'll do, like everybody else, there's weather people that I like.
Yeah.
And weather people and sports. So I'll watch, like, say, Billy T, and then, flip over and watch somebody else for the sports. Or, no, I'm kidding. But,
that's okay.
But that's what people would do.
I was driving the Uber that day.
You were, you SOB. And I tipped you well, damn it.
I had on a disguise.
Rocky said, that's my wife. She just wants to watch the weather. I'll go to the app for the weather.
Rocky, you gotta work on your wife, man.
That's it. I mean,
well, not now. I don't care what you do now. How about that? That's fine.
So day 2 of retirement.
Yeah.
And it's early release day here at San Antonio Sports Star. We got Aggie basketball and the great Andrew Monaco coming up at 6 o'clock. The Aggies taking on Alabama tonight. Tip-off set for 6. So we get out early today. So today you get extra time off.
Wow, that's going to be great. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself.
Did you make dinner reservations somewhere?
No reservations, but it's a Wednesday night. I mean, what are you going to do?
Exactly.
We walked right in last night, no problem.
Yeah, it's good. So, and the beauty is you don't have to rush through to try to get to work.
I don't. I've got to have some discipline, I guess is what I'm trying to say, right? Because when I've got all this extra time, I mean, I'll take another glass of wine or give me another beer or whatever. You know what I mean? So I got to work on my discipline a little bit because I feel good today. Yesterday it was easy to do because it was quite the party weekend. I will tell you. So I didn't feel
3-4 days in a row. You needed an early recovery night.
I did. So I took it really easy, got a great night's sleep. And so today I feel great and looking forward to a little dinner tonight.
All right, coming up here on the Blitz, we've got a lot to get into in a short amount of time for us because we're 2 hours today instead of 3. Again, the Aggies coming up at 6 o'clock. There's a lot of NBA news to talk about, including a fine for DeJounte Murray. Charles Barkley with some breaking Kobe Bryant news that I found very interesting and laughable at the same time. LeBron, he still has faith that his Lakers are going to do something this year.
Can I tell you, I actually right now, for the first time in his career, kind of feel sorry for the guy. I feel sorry for LeBron.
Why?
Well,
he put this together.
I don't care. I mean, he's the only guy that's playing ball on that team right now.
Mm-hmm.
The only one. He has no help, none whatsoever. It kind of reminds me when he played for Cleveland the first time. He was the only guy. Got him to a championship, and the Spurs whacked him.
And I agree with that one. With this one, I'll tell you why I don't feel sorry for LeBron, and I am a LeBron fan. But
I'm not
he
necessarily.
He orchestrated this. He handpicked and put this together, and it is failing miserably. And now let's fire Palenka. Let's get rid of Frank Vogel. Let's say everybody else's fault but his own. Now, granted, he's showing up to the gym every day as you would expect.
Right.
But he handpicked his teammates.
He did. And you got to worry about his judgment there, because everywhere Russell Westbrook has been, it turns into a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
And again, now the Lakers are doing that. And the only common denominator there is Russell Westbrook.
And it's the Lakers. And maybe if he was wearing a different logo on the front of his jersey, I would maybe feel some sort of sympathy for him being in a position where they might not make the playoffs. But if the Spurs somehow make the play-in and it's at the expense of the Lakers, we throw a river parade. I mean, I'm going to sound like, I don't know, a Texan fan that hates the Dallas Cowboys. I'd rather see that team fail than my team succeed.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of a situation. Yeah. If the Lakers don't make it, we celebrate.
Absolutely. I'll be very happy about it. And the fact that it is LeBron, even though I do feel sorry for the guy. I appreciate LeBron's game. I appreciate his talent, but I've never been a fan of LeBron. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Okay. Because I'm a huge Michael Jordan guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everybody wants to say that LeBron is better than Michael Jordan, which is just ludicrous. By the way, that brings up something else, and I don't want to go down a rabbit hole.
Here we go.
Was it Michael Jimenez the other day that was comparing Ja Morant to Kobe Bryant and saying he was just as good? Now, did I hear that wrong, or was that about right?
I did not hear that.
It was something to that effect. Edwin, is that what he said? Yeah. I mean, has that guy lost his mind?
He said what? Edwin, you feel free to open up the microphone here.
He said he was better than Kobe and Allen Iverson.
He said he was better than did he say he was better at Kobe and Allen Iverson at this stage of their careers?
He said he's going to end up being better than both of them.
End up being better than.
All right.
End up being better than is different than better than. And maybe at this point in their careers, because Ja Morant is a superstar. And
he is.
He worked his way into the MVP
but he's
conversation.
Not Kobe Bryant.
Oh, well,
he's not even close.
It's not even close. Or to Allen Iverson.
Well, Iverson
again. The answer. I look at what Allen Iverson did. The games are so completely different, and that's one of the things that's hard to compare. Alfred Fernandez says that's something Jimenez would say. Mm-hmm. And, if Jimenez doesn't watch himself, he's going to end up getting the reputation of being that guy. But because that's stupid, right? Jimenez says a lot of dumb things, but maybe at this early stage, couple years in, if you want to make the argument, maybe. But
don't you just want to sometimes walk up to Jimenez and just kind of slap him?
Yeah. But again, we all need that friend.
I love the guy.
We all need that friend. And sometimes I wonder with Jimenez if it's just something that goes into his mind that goes, this would be a good Twitter poll.
Yeah.
Because that guy lives his life around Twitter polls. He's like a teenage girl looking for likes. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Sorry, I didn't mean to go down that rabbit hole, but that just came to mind right there when we're talking about who's better than who. But I'm a huge fan of Kobe Bryant. I've told you this before for a number of reasons. Even though he was the enemy for so long, I just thought he was an amazing guy on and off the court.
It's interesting because he has passed, you always feel a little odd saying anything about, a guy that's not here anymore.
Right.
Because I hated Kobe.
Of course.
I hated Kobe. Loved watching him play.
Of course.
But hated Kobe. The interactions that I had with Kobe over the year, it was always nice, but I always hated him. Where, especially when it was Kobe and Shaq, interactions with Shaq were always a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Kobe, sometimes a little surly, right?
He could have been, yeah.
And so, but there was that hate out of respect. I'm kind of that way with LeBron. I'm a LeBron fan, but, especially with the Heat and all that, the way he handled all that, and he took so many arrows for the way he did it. You cannot like a player technically, but still respect their game, right? In all sports.
I guess the thing that bothers me about LeBron James is that LeBron James, he's one of those players that actually thinks he's better than everybody else. That's the picture I get.
Because he is.
Well, maybe he used to be. I'm not sure that he is anymore.
Well, I'm not sure that he is anymore either, but he is. And I know that sounds weird to say, but you look at this Lakers team as a disaster, but LeBron is still the best player on that team.
He is. But he's not enough like he was in Cleveland. He was enough to get them to the championship game. The Spurs whacked them, swept them, but he's not enough this time around.
Well, partly because Anthony Davis is always hurt.
Right.
And the NBA has gone from you need 2 superstars to win to you need 3. And, that's the Heatles, became a thing. And then, you look at what Golden State's doing with 3. Now a guy that I can't stand, Kevin Durant. Love watching him play. He doesn't like me. I don't like him.
You being a Texas guy too, you don't like him?
Yeah, but I know, based on something he tweeted about me once, he doesn't give a bleep what I think either. So I mean, but I love watching Kevin Durant play.
Sure.
But I can't stand that SOB.
Right.
I cannot stand Kevin Durant, but I will always watch him play. I love the way he plays basketball.
For me, that was always Karl Malone.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The Spurs, that was a big rivalry back in the day. And then Karl Malone was that guy. You respected his game. And I didn't like John Stockton either, for that matter. Didn't like any of those guys. Jeff Hornacek, none of those guys. But they were good.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that team was just a machine under Jerry Sloan. And I want to say it was fun to watch. It wasn't necessarily because they always gave the Spurs fits, but those guys I didn't like.
And it was always nice to know that those guys never got a trophy.
They never did.
They never did.
No.
They never did. Karl Malone with that elbow. Remember when that time he thought he was going to sign with the Spurs?
Oh, gosh.
People were going 8 bleep, going, man, this can't happen. But again, if he signs and puts on that jersey, we're all going to be mailman fans.
I guess so. I don't know. Dennis Rodman did that, and I'm not sure Spurs fans actually came around to Dennis Rodman.
Are you kidding?
Are you kidding me?
Dennis was great.
Oh, my
Spurs
God.
fans loved him until they didn't.
Who was the guy? Jack Haley?
Jack Haley, the victory
It was kind
cigar.
of his handler, I guess.
Dude, you were here at the time in the building. I'm sure you remember this. In 93 on KTSA, I was doing a show with a guy named Scoot in the morning. And every 2 weeks, Dennis Rodman would come in studio and do stuff on the radio with us. Well, my job was to call him and wake him up and to make sure he made it in on time, which was cool because, one time I called over there and I got cussed out by Madonna because she answered the phone, wanted to know who's calling at 7:00 in the morning.
Nice.
Well, I didn't know it was Madonna.
Well, not everybody can say that.
But when Dennis, I was like, hey, was that Madonna? And he was like, yeah, she was mad that the phone was on her side of the bed where she ended up falling asleep.
Nice.
Because you called home phones back then.
Right.
And then, went to some of the parties that he would throw at his house over there.
Yeah.
And they were wild parties, and I'm just a kid. But the weird thing with it, half the time, Dennis would never come downstairs. It's just everybody would be at his house partying and he would be upstairs just doing whatever he would be doing.
Let me tell you, the one place I saw Dennis Rodman and Jack Haley, and don't ask me why I was there. I think it was a bachelor party or something, but it was at All Stars.
Well, sure, yeah.
Walked in, Dennis Rodman was sitting in a chair. He had 3 women sitting on his lap. And Jack Haley was just standing there like, just
here's your money,
right? Exactly.
Just paying money. That's what.
But
Jack
I'll never
Haley
forget
did.
that. And it's one of those things. I've seen NBA players in different compromising positions before, but Rodman didn't give a damn.
No,
he didn't care. he was just, hey, come on in. And just, he ran the place, man. So it was interesting. So I guess that's my experience with Rodman, but you certainly have a much better story than I do.
On YouTube, Blackbird76 writes, I worked at the Hard Rock Cafe back then. Rodman and Jack Haley were at the bar regularly. There's a handful of places those guys were at all the time. All-Stars was one of them.
Yep.
The old Shotgun Willie's, which is now the Palace, was one of them. I remember a night at Shotgun Willie's with Dennis Rodman. And was it J.R. Reed at the time?
Yeah, golly.
But Dennis picked up the bill for everybody.
Yeah.
That was one hell of a night.
The guy could rebound.
He certainly could.
He sure could.
It was a lot of assists on that particular night. I can tell you that. It is the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250. 103.3 FM. Lots of NFL news that we'll get into. Lots more NBA talk as well. But Maddy Skye will join us next here on the Blitz. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, you need to get into Sammy's Embroidery Club on San Pedro. When I say gear, I'm talking about anything. If you need your logo on hats, Sam has the largest selection of caps, including the popular Richardson style cap, and he's got them in stock. Polos, T-shirts, uniforms, over 700 uniform lines to choose from. And you think uniforms, if you're putting together your beer league softball team, maybe you're a manager or commissioner of a league, little league soccer, baseball, softball, you name it, jerseys, shorts, warm-ups, bags, Sam can put that logo on everything. Nobody has better price. So Sammy has all the big name brands, and he's the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. No order too small, certainly no order too big. All items also do come with a warranty, and not just embroidery, silkscreen shirts as well for any occasion. Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. Call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or better yet, get into that massive showroom down on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's. The website, samsembroidery.com for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
What's happening around the city of San Antonio? We'll talk to Maddy Skye coming up after the Sports Center update. News out of the NFL this afternoon. The Arizona Cardinals have extended the contract of head coach Cliff Kingsbury. They did that through the year 2027. That just happened late this afternoon. We'll see if that has any impact on the Kyler Murray drama that is happening there in Arizona. The NBA, meanwhile, has fined Spurs guard DeJounte Murray $20,000 for throwing a game ball at the legs of a ref. Happened during the game against the Grizzlies on Monday night. $20,000 for DeJounte Murray. College basketball, TCU upset 6th-ranked Kansas 74-64 to strengthen their NCAA tournament resume. And tonight, Texas A&M Aggies return to action for their second-to-last game of the regular season. They're going to take on Alabama, a tip-off at 6 o'clock. I'm Joe Reinagle for San Antonio Sports Star.
Let me tell you about Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram truck, part of the Ancira Auto Complex. Very easy for me to tell you about and recommend Ancira because I am a longtime Ancira customer. I have an Ancira vehicle now. My daughter's car is from Ancira, so is my niece's car. Come to the radio station, look at the parking lot, and half the cars are from Ancira, and it's because of their great customer service before, during, and most importantly, after the sale. They're going to make sure you're getting the vehicle you want with the options and features that you're looking for. They'll give you great value on your trade-in, the best rebates and financing options that are available, and price made Ancira number one. Price keeps Ancira number one. So think Ancira. Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram truck, part of the Ancira Auto Complex on I-10 West between Wurzbach and Huebner.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
To demonstrate the power of Cricket Nationwide 5G, we brought in this monster truck. And to tell you Cricket 5G is available on every plan at no extra charge, we brought in this fleet of monster trucks. Now that's power! Get powerful nationwide 5G on all plans at no extra charge. Plus a Cricket Dream 5G phone free when you switch. Tastes like power too. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Must bring your number to Cricket on a $60 a month plan. First month service charge and tax due at sale. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. Fees, terms, and other restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Now's the time to get a great deal on proven Kubota farming equipment. Tractors that are adaptable and versatile, hay tools that are backed by a 2-year warranty, and durable sidekick utility vehicles and SSV skid steers. The Kubota agriculture lineup is built right, built ready. Get Kubota hay tools for 0% APR for up to 84 months plus $2,500 loyalty cash reward. Offer requires 20% down. Now through March 31st. Go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
What you're doing, give me a few seconds of your time and let me give you a piece of advice that will change your love life forever. Have you noticed you've been losing a little pep in your step? Has your lady friend asked you, is everything okay? Do you find yourself having trouble rising for the occasion? Do you stress out before that special moment and wonder, is it gonna work? Guys, I'm going to let you in on a big secret. You don't ever have to worry again. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula has you covered. Mojo is the 100% guaranteed male enhancement formula that guarantees lasting success, if you know what I mean. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula is safe, natural, and effective every single time, guaranteed. Mojo is available in a fast-acting spray and a quick-action capsule. Do yourself and her a favor and call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today. They'll get you set up for success. Call 210-494-2210. That number again is 210-494-2210. Mojo Male Enhancement, only available at Pure Line Nutrition.
If I'm going to work from my home office, I need my home office to work for me.
It's possible at Staples.
To be most productive, my home office needs to have everything my office has.
Also possible, because your local Staples store has the tools, tech, and furniture you need to get work done from home. And right now, you can save up to $100 on select chairs to put the finishing touch on your home office. Explore what's new at Staples, the working and learning store. Ends 3/5. In-store only while supplies last.
Second it takes. The Blitz with Joe Reinagle and Jason Minix. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
You know it's hard to see all of what goes on in the city. That's why we got Maddy Skyeline. It's time for Maddy Skyeline.
And it is time for Maddy Skyeline here on the Blitz on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. He is Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix, and she is the food and culture editor at the San Antonio Express News. Maddy Skye joins us as she does every week. Maddie, how's your Wednesday?
It's going great, and congrats to Mr. Joe Reinagle on your I'm sure you're tired of hearing it by now.
No, not at all, Maddie. Thank you very much.
I had to say, looking back on when I was working at Kent 5, and when I was 21, and finding out that you're in the newsroom too, I was like starstruck and completely like, wow, this is surreal. So, thank you for being an inspiration and setting the standard for everybody and being the San Antonio legend. And congratulations again.
I'm blushing. Thank you, Maddie. That means a lot. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
And working with Joe, Maddie, and knowing him for as long as I have, seeing all the accolades and his reaction to it, I can tell you genuine, sincere gratitude and appreciation from Joe Reinagle. But even Joe acted a little like Maddy Skye would have acted yesterday when he got a tweet from one Manu Ginobili.
Okay, what does that mean? That I'm a fangirl? Is that what that means?
You would have wet yourself. You would have wet yourself.
I was washing dishes and I was like, it was during the State of the Union address, and so I was checking Twitter pretty often, and I saw that come through, and I was like, holy moly, this is cool. So yeah, I definitely wrote something up on that as a Manu fangirl and a big supporter of Joe. That was very cool.
I was thrilled. I really was. And Manu, obviously you don't know him, but you worked with him for so long, because I was so fortunate to be able to cover the Spurs in their glory days of the last 20 years with the Big Three. And so it was just, man, that was just really cool to see him take the time to do that. And I really appreciated it.
Yeah. Where were you in that moment? Were you at home? Dinner?
That's a good I think I was at dinner last night when that happened. And yeah, I don't know if I jumped up and screamed or what happened, but yeah, I showed my wife Maggie and I said, look, Manu just tweeted, congratulations, or I can't remember exactly what the tweet said, but I've got it and it'll be saved forever.
Screenshot it,
of course.
Framed. Go down to Walgreens, maybe
Probably
even make canvas out of that one.
But it's just, he's just such a class act anyway. Manu Ginobili always has been, and that's why people love the guy. He's hard not to love. I mean, how could you not love Maddy Ginobili? He's just one of the great guys of all time, not just in sports, but of anywhere. He's just a great guy.
You already know he's my favorite. The one thing that I do dislike about Manu Ginobili, the one thing out of all days to decide that he was going to retire, he picked my birthday.
Oh,
he retired on my birthday. I was shedding tears at my birthday dinner table.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Yeah, in 2018.
So, but that's a bad thing?
Yes, I was so sad. And I mean, I guess it's cool. We share an important date.
You will never forget his retirement date.
I sometimes forget the year, to be honest.
But again,
2019.
I'm sure that Manu sat there, and as he was deciding on what he was going to do, as all the different things he was looking for, he's like, this is a great way to honor Maddy Skye on her birthday. She is a massive fan, and she would love this.
It's a national day of remembrance now.
It should be a national holiday in San Antonio.
It really should be. I agree with that.
True. I would be okay with that, is what I'm trying to say.
But you know what, Maddie, I understand what you're saying, because that day was like, no, say it's not true. And you never want that.
Yeah.
I never wanted him to retire. I mean, he's one of those guys that you want to see play until they're 80. And he just, so it was a sad day. So I understand it. But we'll celebrate from now on knowing that that's your birthday.
Yes.
Yeah, we're celebrating two things: Ginobili's retirement and Maddy Skye's birthday.
That's right.
We'll do it. Now, Maddie, a lot of things going on in San Antonio, and I was in Vegas over the weekend, but saw on Twitter about a local business that you rallied a lot of support for to raise money for those in the Ukraine right now and everything that they're going through. What a phenomenal story, and I got to believe your social media has really sparked a lot of interest for people to go stand in line at a business that they didn't know existed a week ago.
I would hope so. And I think it was this communal effort. I know that the original Like a Cheesecake social media post was picking up a lot of traction right off the bat on Thursday when they announced it. And I followed up with a story on Friday. I didn't get to go out there on Friday, but I went out there Saturday around 4 or 5. And man, I thought that line was long. It basically stretched the building. But I saw other social media posts throughout the weekend of the line stretching onto Catherine Street, I think it is, right into the residential neighborhood. So background, if you were not, in case you missed it, Leica is Ukrainian owned, and they announced very early in the week that they were going to donate all money made. Any money that came into Leica over the weekend is going to Ukraine to support the armed forces there. Whether you bought cheesecake, coffee, directly donated, bought a hat. I bought this hat because by the time I got there, they were out of cheesecake. And I think that the really phenomenal thing about all of it is that multiple times as I was standing there during that hour-long span, the employees came out and told us, hey, we're sold out of cheesecake. But everybody kind of looked at them like, okay, and we're going to stay here and we're going to give money how we can, even if we have to buy an ice cube. Thank you, Rocky. I bought a coffee and a hat, and a lot of people were just going up and donating. So it was a very awesome showing of San Antonio support, which we're always really, I can't even say amazed, because San Antonio is so known to do this. When the going gets tough, San Antonio always shows out. But the grand total was revealed today, and San Antonio raised more than $70,000.
Wow.
That's incredible.
That is incredible.
$72,405, I believe the exact total was.
And Maddie, it's interesting, and I know a lot of the country has rallied around Ukraine. over the last few days, but San Antonio certainly has. You drive down the street and you see the billboards now that are out and saying, we support Ukraine and all of that stuff. Have you noticed any other businesses or anybody else doing anything like that?
I feel like I know I noticed something recently, and I thought about it. I hadn't seen the billboards. I was wondering about the billboards, but I did see City Hall displayed the blue and yellow colors.
That was cool, yeah.
The day or two after, yeah. I've seen a lot of prolific people here in San Antonio also, changing their social media handles to something that aligns with Ukraine or things like that. Where are the billboards at?
There are those electronic billboards, so I guess you got to catch it at the right time, when they flip over. But I've seen a couple of them now. Driving down I-10, and then I saw one coming to work today down 281 as well.
And I know Dixie Flag Company over there right off I-35, they've been cranking out Ukrainian flags because a lot of people want to show this sport and have a flag. And, Dixie Flag, they make everything right there. I want to sidetrack a minute. Go over there and take a tour of their facility if you've never done it.
It's incredible.
It's incredible when you go in there. And then, every year, the couple times a year where they have the retirement ceremonies for old American flags, it's very special the way they care about flags and the way they handle it. It's not just a factory and let's just get them all out there. They do a great job, but I know they've been making a lot of Ukrainian flags, and I've seen a lot of bars, and I think it kind of started with Conroy's, or maybe he's been the most vocal on social media, not doing and pouring any Russian vodka.
Yeah, right.
Taking Russian vodka off the shelves.
I've seen a lot of bars do that over the last few days.
Well, and we've got a lot of great Texas vodkas. And
that's true.
I would imagine there's some from the Ukraine that you could get behind. But it is pretty interesting, and kind of like this, $72,000 raised, because in San Antonio especially, and I know it seems to be this way across the country and really across the world in support of the Ukraine, you want to help in some way, but how?
Right.
And if you have a local place like a here that has connections to where the money is going to a place in the Ukraine that can put it to good use.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, the key behind what has happened here at the cheesecake with the cheesecake or coffee purchase or buying whatever. They're from the Ukraine. They have the connections that money will get used the way we think and want it to be used.
And I will say the cheesecake is delicious. I didn't get a chance to have any on Saturday. They were long sold out. But the cool thing is I was also very excited about is last year I had tried this coffee in Chicago that I was thinking, I'll never get a coffee like that again, because I am obsessed with chocolate covered strawberries. And I had a warm cup of coffee like that in Chicago. And I've always thought about it. And by default, I was scanning the menu at trying to find something to buy. And I saw something that had strawberry foam. And so I got it. It was a cold one, but that thing was delicious. It tasted a lot like that original one that I had.
Are you a big coffee connoisseur? I mean, you mentioned that from time to time on the show. Is that something that you try different coffees from different places?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, I do love coffee. Yeah. Now I'm drinking a protein coffee. So like all types of coffees.
I'm a big coffee guy too. I like coffee. If I don't have coffee in the morning, I'm really grumpy.
He really is.
I really grumpy. Yeah.
We learned that after a week in LA.
That's exactly right.
Especially when he couldn't figure out how to use the coffee pot.
I could not figure out how to do it.
It took him an hour.
Well, I use the Keurig all the time, and that's pretty easy. You stick the thing in there, pull it down, and go. And when I actually have to make coffee again, I forgot how.
Joe trying to make coffee. If we had video of that.
He has the caffeine jitters.
Yes, I get really grumpy, Maddy, if I don't have that coffee right away when I wake up.
Whatever the term for hangry is for lack of coffee, Joe has it. It ain't pretty. It ain't pretty. Maddy, what else is going on in our great city?
We have a couple of food items coming through. We have this brand called Dave's Hot Chicken that it's Nashville chicken, but it started in LA, which I thought was interesting, but it's backed by people like Drake, First Lady Maria Shriver, Michael Strahan, Samuel L. Jackson. They've all invested in it. And it's just this booming hot chicken concept. And although they haven't set actual locations yet, they have signed on officially to bring 8 to San Antonio.
8?
So 8 locations. Yep.
Wow.
So that's pretty exciting. It looks like there's going to be a Chick-fil-A downtown. near Frost Tower. I broke that story, I think last week or late last week, early this week. It's going to be a pretty expansive one, right in the Rand building. Let's see.
Well, knucklehead question for you, Maddy, that you probably don't have the answer to, but I'll bring it up anyway. I mean, because another hot chicken place, and again, I think Nashville hot chicken, I think of Hattie B's.
Right.
But a lot of places try to do a hot chicken, and if you compare it to Hattie B's, it just doesn't work. It's kind of like the knockoff of Gus's fried chicken, which we have downtown, and it's fantastic compared to the original one in Memphis. But if we're getting another chicken place, and they've got 8 that they're going to open, and another Chick-fil-A that is going to open, are we done with the chicken shortage that we had for so long? I mean, do you remember when there was the chicken shortage and, there was a wing shortage? So even Wingstop went thighs. I mean, are we done with the chicken shortage now that we have all these new chicken places opening up?
I have no idea. Yeah, you're right. I don't have the answer to it. I don't ask questions. I just eat.
Well,
you're a reporter. You're supposed to ask questions.
Well, here's the deal. Well, wait a minute. We talked about this yesterday.
Chicken factories.
So everything tastes like chicken. So how do you know it's not something else?
Oh, stop.
It could be something else.
Stop.
Everything tastes like chicken.
Stop, Ryan Eagle.
Might be rattlesnake.
Stop, Ryan Eagle. One day off of TV and look at him.
Have you ever had rattlesnake?
He's wild enough. No, I've had frog.
Yeah, frog legs. Yeah, but I don't think they taste like chicken. And somebody told me that the first time I ever tried it. Oh, it just tastes like chicken.
Yeah, that's not true.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
So you've had rattlesnake?
I had it back where I'm from, Alice, Texas. And about 30 miles south is a little town called Freer.
Uh-huh.
And they have the rattlesnake roundup down there every year. It's kind of like their fiesta or their strawberry festival or
rattlesnake
whatever.
On a stick?
It's rattlesnake. Well, any kind. It's fried rattlesnake.
Sounds like something that's happened at Oyster Bake over there at St. Mary's.
Right. It's not bad. It's not. I mean, it's not something I'd order at a restaurant. But when you're in Rome,
yeah, there you go.
You know what I'm saying? So it was good. It was
it's
all right.
Interesting to know that there's probably people out there that are like, man, I'm craving some rattlesnake.
Man, put it in stew. Let's go.
Not bad.
I mean, got to eat.
Yeah.
Maddy, always appreciate it. Have a great week.
See you, Maddy.
Maddy Skye from the San Antonio Express News, the food and culture editor, as she joins us every week. Coming up, we got some NFL talk, some NBA talk. We're giving away some tickets to go see Brooks and Dunn.
Like Brooks and Dunn.
Well, now that you're besties.
Well, that's right. We interviewed him at Radio Row. Kicks Brooks.
If you want to thank somebody for Brooks and Dunn coming to San Antonio, Rob Thompson and Joe Reiniger
that's right.
made this happen.
Exactly.
We'll explain as we continue here on the Blitz. If you listen to this show enough, you know me, you know the Roo Pub. That's my home away from home, my go-to spot. No better place to go watch a game than the Roo Pub there at 281 in Redland Road. Those 3 massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around, and the food there is fantastic. And there's no chicken shortage at the Roo Pub either. They've got the biggest and the best wings in town. Got great chicken sandwiches on that menu, about 15 different burgers, great salads, great appetizers, and that kitchen is open late till 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. Roo Pub has happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. And start making your plans now for St. Patrick's Day. They throw one hell of a St. Patty's Day party. Put that one on your calendar. It will happen on St. Patrick's Day. The Roo Pub next to the Angry Elephant, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
It's drive and determination.
Catching a right-hand dunk.
It's magic and mayhem.
Long three is good.
We've got NBA action live on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
If you're having any issues at your house with your plumbing, your heater, your air conditioning, there's one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899 is the phone number. It's March 2nd. It's that time of year where if you haven't had your AC tuned up, get it scheduled, get that maintenance done. Make sure your air conditioner is ready for the hot summer months that are right around the corner. Call Quartermoon and get that on the schedule. 210-651-5899. Quartermoon has great maintenance programs that ensures your unit is ready for every season. And again, You don't want to get to June or July and have that thing break down and realize it could have been easily remedied with simple maintenance done to your AC. If you're having problems with your plumbing, no better company to call than Quarter Moon. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked. They have all the equipment needed for any job. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899 is the phone number. 651-5899. Online, quartermoonplumbing.com.
Guys, did you know that starting around age 30, men's testosterone levels can decline naturally? As a result, you may experience low energy, lack of focus, problems in the bedroom, or even depression. If that's you, then it's time to rethink your health. The solution? Testosterone replacement therapy with Synergenics. It's easy. Just take the test at one of our clinics in the San Antonio area. For more info and to schedule an appointment, head over to 800lowt.com today and get your life back.
You can talk low carb all you want, but if you don't have a lineup of great tasting snacks behind you, you're not going to win the keto game. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds are high protein and low carb. Plus, they're low sugar, gluten-free, and naturally loaded in collagen. So it is a no-brainer. Get the bold flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at H-E-B and online at southernrecipesmallbatch.com.
Southern Recipe
pork rinds. Injuries happen, so if you twist, pull, pop, or snap something, you need Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Dr. Espinosa treats all non-surgical orthopedic injuries and has same-day and next-day availability. Telemedicine services are also available. There is no reason to be in pain. If you are hurting, visit Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Learn more at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com, or schedule your appointment by calling 210-804-5490.
And now, a man's thoughts of San Antonio sports star. What were you thinking?
That escalated quickly.
This is San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Hey guys, it's Rudy J. Your home for sports talk is right here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
It is the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. On Twitter, he's at Joe Reinagle 210.
210.
I'm Jason Minix on Twitter, at Jason Minix. Edwin Hafner is Twitterless, and he is producing today's show.
Somebody had Joe Reinagle, by the way. I guess that was me at an old one, and I didn't know how to delete it, so I had to add the 210, and I'm glad that was available.
Yeah, that one works.
It works.
Joe Reinagle 210.
In honor of UTSA.
Perfect.
And Jeff Traylor.
And the area code? I mean, you could have gone 830. What is the area code of Alice, Texas?
Back when I was there, it was 361.
Is it still?
I have no idea. I have no clue. I haven't been back to Alice. My dad passed away in 2010, and he was the last family member in Alice. So I really have no reason to go back there.
You know, I have a feeling that when that time happens with my mother, I don't know that I'll have many trips to Copper's Cove in my future.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, that's just kind of
not exactly a destination. Hey, where do you want to go on vacation? Let's go to Alice.
Yeah, said no one ever. Let's go to the Rattlesnake Roundup down in Freer.
Oh, in Freer, that'd be good. And you got to go to Dairy Burger for the steak strips. Those are legit.
Are they?
They're legit.
Dairy Burger.
Dairy Burger.
Why does that sound like something out of Coming to America, McDowell's? I mean, this is Dairy Burger.
I think it is. I think you might be right. It's a knockoff, but I'm telling you, the steak strips are legit.
From Dairy Queen.
They've Dairy Burger. They've got gravy with those things and a hot sauce that's delicious.
All right, so
you dump the hot sauce into the gravy and mix it up, and
can you get could you duplicate this at Dairy Queen with their taco sauce that you love?
No.
Okay.
No.
Fair
enough.
This
is a real salsa.
If you are headed to the Gin Blossoms show tonight down at the Aztec, forget it. They have canceled that show.
Really? Why?
Yeah, their bassist broke his arm.
Oh, well, that's a good reason, I guess.
Reading the release, they thought about going to an acoustic show, but thought, well, that would suck. So, yeah, your guitar player breaks his arm. It kind of ruins the tour for everyone.
Yeah, I wonder how that happened. That's a story in itself.
It's got to be, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be like when Dave Grohl from Foo Fighters fell off the stage and broke his leg. Mm-hmm. And so he did the rest of the tour sitting basically in this giant throne, which was pretty awesome. hopefully nothing happens to Brooks or Dunn, because Brooks and Dunn are coming to San Antonio. And I credit this guy right across from me and really Rob Thompson.
Yeah.
When we were in Los Angeles a couple weeks ago on Radio Row, we had a chance to interview Kix Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
He was making the rounds. He's a big sports talk radio dude. So he just thought, well, they're all going to be here, so let's go talk. And at the time, San Antonio was not one of the cities on their scheduled upcoming tour that he was going to promote until he went on, and he was going on with the morning show. But Ryan Eagle is a big country fan, so literally kicked Rudy J out of the chair so he could talk to Kix Brooks.
Ronnie and I are going to start, I think the last part of April or the first part of May. I guess I should look at my schedule, but doing 20 shows, we're doing weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday stuff. Yeah.
Well, can I put in a plug for San Antonio? Can I just ask ahead of time to go ahead and, we got about 9 months to plan for this.
Yeah, we'd like to see you.
We'd like to see you again.
Really?
Yeah.
So y'all come, so we'd at least have 2 people.
I'd bring
there.
a friend, so there'd be 5
Y'all
of
got
us.
chicks and everything?
Well, I could find some if I told them I was coming to see you. Yeah, if they knew you were coming.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Look at San Antonio.
I gotta make a call.
I will too.
Please do.
My people call you people. We'll have ourselves a show.
We'll have our people.
That's it. They'll come watch us too. He is Kix Brooks. Man, we're so excited for you to stop by.
Absolutely.
In a world that is where we are right now, surrounded by all of these football players and, different kind of stars, you kind of stand apart. And I want to thank you for stopping by with us.
No, man, it's great. I appreciate you guys' hospitality. And I seriously am a huge fan of sports talk, guys. I mean, you guys are amazing. That's what it's really hard. I do a countdown show every weekend.
Yeah.
But, I have to really do my homework before it comes on to go listen to those songs, because I'm not just working the crowd here. I listen to sports talk all the time.
And he really does. And San Antonio has been added to the tour stop for Brooks and Dunn. And the only Texas city.
The only one.
The only Texas city at this point. And you credit Joe Ryan Eagle and Rob Thompson for making it happen.
We're likable guys, and he said, if you guys want us there, we're coming there. And I don't know if they were coming to Texas before, but they added San Antonio. June 11th, it's a Saturday night. And it's going to be a great show. I mean, it's not just them. It's a whole great lineup.
Well, and after the interview, the dude wouldn't leave. We sit around and we talked, but he said, if, we come to San Antonio, you've got to bring friends. You heard him say you got to bring chicks, but you got to bring friends. So along with them getting a date in San Antonio, they gave us a bunch of tickets to give away. So if you want to go see Brooks and Dunn, a part of the reboot tour, you can win tickets now. I don't even think they're available yet. Tickets will be available at livenation.com. We got a pair of tickets right now that we will give away, Joe.
All right. So let's say in honor of my retirement, the 5th caller.
Making it too easy on
How
Edwin.
about that?
Caller 5.
I like Edwin. If it was pledge, I'd have said 55.
Caller 5, 656 ESPN, 656-3776. You win a pair of tickets to go see Brooks and Dunn June 11th down at the AT&T Center. Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, best way to do that, call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text the word bail to 474747, or you can even start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you really understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option, AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans available, offer a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. License number 149, whether you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, in the Valley, Alice, anywhere in between, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or online at mybestbailbonds.com.
Didn't catch R&R in the morning? Here's what you missed.
Hank the Tank is a black bear that lives in the Lake Tahoe region on the California side. Is responsible for 29 confirmed break-ins around this community. Texas, it would have been like, dude would have been on the front page with his arm around the bear.
Got him from 150 yards.
And we'd be saying, Texas, hey, man, he broke in his house. He got what he deserved.
Rob Thompson, Rudy J. Weekday morning 7 to 10 on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
I want to tell you about my good friends at Stevens Roofing. I had the opportunity to go over there and meet the folks over there and the family, and it was just fantastic. They are a family-owned business, and they treat their customers like family. You walk in the door, the hospitality is fantastic, and they're going to tell you what they're doing because, after all, they live here. They're a local company. They're not some fly-by-night roofing company, and that's so important because you have a lot of that in the roofing business, but not Stevens Roofing. In fact, they're licensed by the city of San Antonio. Anything you need, commercial, residential, metal, composition, doesn't make any difference. They're going to give you free estimates. They'll let you know about what the job's going to cost before they get started. If you need it financed, they can do that for you as well. And here's the best part, at least for me, they're going to work with your insurance company to work out all those crazy details that I don't have time to deal with. Well, Stevens Roofing is going to take care of that for you. They guarantee their work in writing, and they're going to stand behind their work. You can bet on it. Stevens Roofing, here's how you get a hold of them, 210-785-0994, or you can reach them at stevensroofing.net. And don't you ever forget that Stevens Roofing is your local roofer.
Dave Ramsey here. The only water softener I recommend is a quality water softener from Connecticut. It really is the last water softener you'll ever own.
ConnecticutSA.com.
And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
We're out of the brand name, but we do have the generic version of
Serene's Pharmacy can't keep up with allergy season.
Who's next in line?
They need certified technicians to alleviate the headache.
Ma'am, I'm so sorry for the wait. We'll have your prescription filled soon. I need some help.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Live, local, loud. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Joe Reinagle, Jason Minix, The Blitz.
It is The Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix.
We have a winner, don't we?
What'd you say his name was? Gary Gibbs?
Gary Gibbs.
Gary Gibbs.
Well, I hope he's got a chick to bring.
I hope so, too.
Because that was the requirement, right?
We've got, yes. Yes. Or you could take Joe.
Is that politically correct? I can say chick, right? Anybody going to get bent out of shape by that?
Well, since the Dixie Chicks dropped Dixie and they just go by the Chicks,
yeah,
I think you could probably say that because they just announced a tour as well.
I'm impressed that you know that. You're not being a country guy and all.
I'm not, but it's a long story, but I know two of them pretty well.
Really?
And I was kind of a fan of the Chicks back in the day.
Yeah.
Because one of them was married to Charlie Robinson, who's a big Texas country artist, Emily. And of course, they've since split. And then Natalie Maine's dad, Lloyd Maines, is a great producer of Texas country music, works with a lot of people like Terry Hendricks and whatnot. And you would see them at Green Hall all the time. But the Chicks just announced their tour. They're finally going back on the road. And I'm not sure how to take it, but they didn't schedule a Texas date either.
Wow. I wonder why.
It's a great question.
Is that a protest thing?
I
mean, who knows these days, right? With the political winds that are blowing around,
Again, though, I mean, if you're a venue, if you're going on tour, if you're the Chicks or the Dixie Chicks, if you're the Chicks, you would figure you got to play in Texas.
You got to come to Texas.
But then again, Brooks and Dunn only have one show scheduled for Texas, at least as of right now.
You're welcome, San Antonio.
Credit Joe Reinagle. Credit Rob Thompson. If you're a Brooks and Dunn fan, Randy Carroll, I know you're listening. Make sure you tweet Rob Thompson and tell him thank you at Rob Thompson ESPN. I mean, it's true. That literally they negotiated the whole thing there in LA at the convention center. It was like, because when you listen to Kix Brooks talk, see, Kix Brooks has a guy that kind of takes care of everything.
Yeah.
And in fact, I mean, you want to know, just quite frankly, how big and how much power Kix Brooks has. He told us a story, or told you guys, and Rob, because you kicked Rudy out of the chair so you could interview him, about playing in San Antonio. Now think about how many guys can tell a story like this that Kix Brooks told this radio station, you and Rob, on the air in Los Angeles.
I got to tell you, my first real experience with rodeo hands, and a guy that, Tough Hedeman, back in the day, Ronnie and I were playing the San Antonio Rodeo, which was a play we always did there. And actually it called George Strait out of the blue, I was a big fan of his, being a songwriter in Nashville for 10 years, always trying to get a straight cut. Just out of the blue, got his number and called up, and he answered and asked him if he wanted to play golf. He did, had a great day of golf. And then I was a rodeo fan too, and Tough Hedeman's, was there. And I said, told my tour manager, see if, Tough will come up and hang out with me. He said, he comes up, he's got some buddy of his, and, we make small talk for a while, whatever, drink a couple of beers on the bus. And my tour manager jumps up and he says, hey man, he said, it's time for the show. I go, okay. I said, hey Tough, time to go to work. And he goes, you kicking me off the bus? I went, well, no. I mean,
you're welcome.
If you can stay, I got to go to work. But yeah, it's great to meet you. It's just kind of weird. Anyway, so I go and do my show. I come back. My tour manager's standing there. He's red hot. I'm like, what? He goes, man, that cowboy guy stole all your beer. I stole all my beer. I said, there's like 2 cases of beer in my chest. He goes, I know, they had them all stuffed up in their shirts and everything. They took every damn one of them. I went, what? So I take off. Now I'm mad.
Yeah, he was mad. He went and found that cowboy, got his beer back.
But the cowboy told him the truth. He said, you can't trust the cowboy when there's beer around.
Yeah, and so what had happened was, you hear the power of the tour manager. Yeah, just get me George Strait's number. I'm going to call him up and go play golf. Yeah. And then this other famous guy, let's going to get him on the bus, drink some beers before the show. And then he's like, but San Antonio's not on your schedule. Tour manager, get San Antonio on the schedule. Just don't invite these radio guys on the bus because they're going to drink all our beer.
No question.
So what happened was.
Well, Kix Brooks is a radio guy. Yep. He does the country music countdown. I think it's the top 30 that he does. And I'm not sure when it goes, if it's a Sunday or Saturday. But anyway.
Yeah. We don't carry it here.
We don't, unfortunately. No. But, there's no country station here, is there? Is there a country station with Alpha?
No, we don't have one.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, we don't have one.
I'm still learning.
We don't.
Well, you look at me like I'm not supposed to say that.
When you say here, I was thinking San Antonio. Yeah,
no.
There's 2 kind of powerful ones.
In this building.
In our building, no, we have 102.7 Jack FM.
Right.
We have Energy 94.1.
Know about those.
We have KTSA, which is News Talk, AM 550 or 107.1. We have Tejano 95.7. And the great Johnny Ramirez will start doing his morning show this coming Monday. Let's see, we've got Norteño, and now we 94.5. Because us and we flipped.
Us and
our FM frequency.
We and us.
Yes.
Okay. I was just asking because, if at some point in time Alpha Media ever gets a country station, I might have to pull a shift.
Really?
Sure.
All I'm visualizing, you doing country radio.
That would be cool.
All I'm visualizing is the scene from the Howard Stern movie Private Parts, where he was at a radio station in Detroit, and overnight they flipped from rock to country. And Howard Stern, for about 3 minutes, was doing a country show.
I could do a country show.
That's I can imagine. You'd get a hat.
It might be George Strait 24/7, but I can do it.
If we had one, it would be. I mean, you know the rules in San Antonio.
That's right.
That's kind of how it goes. No, we don't have that.
I'm still learning the lay of the land around here. So thank you for being patient.
Well,
there,
no,
Maddox, you know,
that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I remember when 103.3 was the app. The app 103.3 the app, which was kind of alt music, like 90s, Nirvana, Pearl Jam. That was a great station. I was sad to see go when they turned that into
I'm not familiar with the app.
I need a good rock station.
Yeah.
That would be great. That would be great. But, we kind of double as that here because, that's what's great about sports radio is our listeners musically are all over the place.
True.
Whether it's country music, whether it's rock, whether it's rap, it's hip hop.
Sure.
I mean, we realize that, if you tune out our radio station, chances are you're going to listen to some kind of music.
Right.
Or if you're at a party, you're good. There's a certain music that you're going to play.
I mean,
all of us are music fans, which is why I love that we're giving away Brooks and Dunn tickets. We've got tickets to go see Greta Van Fleet. In fact, hell, let's just do that right now. Let's give away some Greta Van Fleet tickets. You can listen all week long for your chance to see Greta Van Fleet. The Dreams and Gold Tour 2022. They're playing AT&T Center on November 5th. So you got plenty of time to plan. In fact, I don't even know if tickets are on sale for this one either. You want to win, be caller number 9 right now. 656-ESPN, 656-3776 on the Kia Bossa Bacon phone lines. You go see, caller 9, you'll go see Greta Van Fleet.
Okay, forgive my ignorance, but what kind of music does Greta Van Fleet play?
Rock and roll.
It is rock and roll.
It is. In fact, I just saw Greta Van Fleet Friday night in Las Vegas.
Oh, really? She was part of the Metallica show.
Yeah, except it's not a she. It's a band full of dudes.
Oh. So those dudes were part of the Metallica show.
They were the middle band. Einstein Kills opened, then it was Greta Van Fleet, then it was Metallica.
Okay. Greta sounds like.
Yeah.
I thought it was a she.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Okay.
It's not.
All right.
And I will be honest with you. Not a fan.
Okay.
Not a fan.
Well, hopefully there are others that are.
They put on a good show.
Okay.
I just not a fan.
Okay.
And watching them live, thought, well, maybe if you watch them live, they put on a good show. Still not a fan.
Okay.
But I know a lot of people there were into it. If you're a fan, go. It's going to be a good show.
So rock and roll, as you know, when I remember rock and roll, I'm thinking, Van Halen, Foreigner, Journey.
Yeah.
It's not that.
Yeah. Foreigner's going to be at the Bell County Expo Center in near Killeen.
Yeah, I would love to
April.
go see.
You want to go see
I've
Foreigner?
seen them. Well, I saw them a long time ago, but yeah, I would love to see those guys. Are you kidding me? I was a big Foreigner, Boston. Oh man, are you kidding me? Van Halen, Styx. I'm sorry that I missed Styx.
Yeah,
at the rodeo. They also played at Floor's Country Store not too long ago.
I'm surprised you weren't at that show.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm surprised.
Well, now that I have a little more free time, I can make some of these shows.
True.
So
true.
I plan to do that. So hopefully Styx will survive long enough to
come
make
back
it,
around.
Make it back.
Come back. Look, I've got a theory on these older bands.
Yeah.
Stay on tour, stay alive.
That's
Quit
what they're
touring
doing.
And you die.
That's what they're doing.
That's what it is. I know, one that you'll probably enjoy coming up at the Alamo Dome. It feels like it's been rescheduled 48 times during the pandemic, but Motley Crue, Poison, Joan Jett, and Def Leppard.
Yeah.
That's going to be a hell of a show.
Well, my brother and sister-in-law have seen Def Leppard about as many times as you've seen Metallica. So they're there, and they bought tickets many years ago that they're still honoring for this show. So they'll be there.
Are you going to go with them?
Probably not.
Why not?
But I might. I don't know.
Not?
Well, I might. I don't know. I haven't even thought about it.
Now that you're retired and you have things, time in the evening, I highly suggest you watch Pam and Tommy on Hulu. Then you'll kind of get that music in your ear and decide, okay, Def Leppard, Joan Jett, Poison. Oh, that was right up your alley back in the day.
Joan Jett was good.
What about Poison?
Was good. Yeah.
Poison was good.
Sure.
I mean, for you got to like bands where the guys wear more makeup than you do, right? I mean, so Poison fits in there, and then Motley Crue. You'll end up being a big fan of Tommy Lee after
Well, I guess
watching Pam
Kiss
and
was one
Tommy.
of those too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. AC/DC was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm not opposed to rock and roll, but I like the old style rock and roll.
So your brother needs to get you a couple of tickets.
I think he does. Yeah. I really do. I mean, I think it's the least he could do.
Did your brother get you a retirement gift?
No, he hasn't. So it'd be good if he did that.
Yeah.
I think that'd be awesome.
I think so.
Yeah. Why don't you call him?
Suggest call him. He's your brother.
Well, I know, but you could suggest it. That way he wouldn't.
I think I just did.
It could be a surprise.
I just did.
Well, you did. So somebody that knows my brother, tell him that.
You're saying your brother doesn't listen?
Oh, he might. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
All right.
I haven't asked him. I need to poll the family and say, hey, I know Maggie listens.
I know.
Right? She does. And I love her for that. She's great. She listens. She actually watches on one of these things here, YouTube or Facebook, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of those things.
Yeah. Didn't have that when I was in radio before.
Technology has changed quite a bit through the years. It is the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. Back when you were doing radio before, we didn't even have websites.
No.
So now we have these things called websites.
Nice.
Which if you start watching Pam and Tommy, you kind of see the beginnings of the web.
Okay.
The confusion
of
selling things on the web. How it works. It's a great show. You should watch it now that you got time in the afternoon.
I might do that because, well, not in the afternoon, the evening.
The evening.
Yeah.
Time in the evening.
So, you remember AOL?
Yes.
You've got mail.
Yes.
I thought that was the greatest thing ever. When that first came out.
You still have your AOL account?
I don't. No. I've upgraded to Chrome or whatever it is.
Gmail.
I
got Gmail.
Now, I have a Gmail. Yes. Which is what I'm using now since I don't have a Ken's 5 email anymore.
So are they going to forward you all your old email or is it just dead going to?
That's a good question. I've got to go back over there Friday morning to pick up the stuff that I neglected to pick up. And plus I've still got a company phone I got to turn in. So
okay.
Still some unfinished business to tie up over there.
Nice.
And I left all my makeup and hairspray. So I got to pick that up.
Donate your makeup.
Donate it?
Well, you don't need it anymore. What are you going to do with it?
That's true.
Well, I mean, seriously, your hairspray you're still going to need.
I kind of planned it. I'm really proud of myself on this too, because I planned it because you buy these little things and they last for a long time, but I kind of had it planned. So I don't have a lot and it's a lot of crumbly stuff now. So there's really nothing to donate.
Lord.
So
throw it away, man.
So I'm going to throw it away.
All right.
But what's cool is I've got these makeup remover they're little things and you break them open. They're like wet. I want those.
They're called wet naps.
For whatever reasons. Yeah. There are all kinds of uses for those
wet
things.
naps.
So,
you know? Yeah.
Kind of like that, but they're called makeup remover.
You got 5 daughters, man.
Yeah, so they might want that.
They're going to want that. Don't throw those away.
And there's about a half a can of hairspray left, so I've got to pick all that up.
So a week's worth.
Yeah, maybe. Might last a week. I'm not using as much the last couple of days.
Seriously?
Well, seriously. I mean, this is natural. See?
That is not natural.
It's all natural.
Dude, that is not natural.
It's all natural.
There's nothing natural about your hair, man. You can barely run your fingers through there.
You see that? I mean, look
at that.
Yeah,
look at
perfect.
that. You can't
soft as a baby's
butt. You could
butt.
not move that hair if you tried.
Well, that's the good thing. That's what you're supposed to do.
I mean, even that hair is not moved.
Well, when I have the mullet later.
Sure.
We'll see.
We'll see. Oh, man, go to sasportstar.com. If you've been doing, it's easy for me to say, if you've been grilling, you got a photo of that great food that's been on your grill, uploaded at sasportstar.com. Every Thursday, we give away a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market as part of Grilling with the Blitz, so we will do that tomorrow. You know, DeJounte Murray has been fined by the NBA for throwing a ball at an official. If it's the play I'm thinking of from the other night's game against the Grizzlies, that's kind of BS.
Well, it is BS because he wasn't doing that on purpose, I don't think. And I think everybody listening remembers that particular play. He got ejected for that.
Mm-hmm.
And so they escorted him out. And I think that might be more of why he was fined other than just throwing the ball, because he was ejected. And I think there's an automatic fine for that. But no, I just think he was a little bit frustrated with Ja Morant, and I don't blame him because Morant was making everything. And so I think DeJounte just got a little upset. He threw the ball, meant to make it a bounce pass, but it went a little too far and hit the official in the feet.
Is that your defense lawyer?
Well, he didn't do it on purpose. The ejection, and I was screaming at the TV at the moment and saying that shouldn't have been an ejection, and so he certainly shouldn't be fined. But once you're ejected, you're going to get fined.
It looked like BS for throwing the ball at the official, and if that's what I'm like, come on, seriously.
Exactly.
But those officials were getting an earful from Pop all night.
Right.
I mean, I know the officials don't get the ejection money, but that poor ref deserved a little bit of a bonus after taking the abuse he did from Pop all night.
Well, sure, but I mean, Pop's been doing that his whole career.
Yeah, but it was a little bit. I don't know. I just felt like Pop was a little edgier on the final game of the rodeo road trip. Like he wanted to get home.
I think they all did.
Yeah.
That's a long time to be away from home, although they had the All-Star break in between. But, the officials need to leave. Well, and some of them are. I guess it just depends on who you are. But that particular play, players are a little bit frustrated. And DeJounte Murray meant that official no harm. He was not trying to hurt him, wasn't trying to show him up. He was just a little bit frustrated.
Come on, man. You can't go with trying to read somebody's intent.
I'm telling you, DeJounte Murray was not trying to hurt that official.
You're just, you're in solidarity. You got the 5 jerseys. You share a jersey with DeJounte.
Well, yeah, as it should be.
But you know what? You're right. I thought it was
exactly
when I saw that. Really? He got fined for that?
It was ridiculous.
That seemed a bit ridiculous. Spurs back home finally for 8 of the next 9.
Well, they play one game and then they're
Center.
on the road and then they come back for 7, I think. So it's ridiculous.
Yeah, the schedule is what it is. And there is hope of the play-in tournament, and it might be at the expense of the Los Angeles Lakers, which I think if that were to happen, we should throw a parade. I really do. Now, LeBron still has faith as his Lakers spiral out of control. The idea that LeBron is saying things like, I think we can still get into the play-in tournament is comical.
That is comical.
It's comical.
Well, because right now they're sitting in the 9th spot in the West, 2 games ahead of the Pelicans and the Blazers, who are 10 and 11 respectively.
And the Spurs are?
The Spurs are then what?
12. Yeah.
They're 2.5 games behind those guys, so they're 4.5 behind the Lakers, but that's not the point. I think that's right. I'll have to check the schedule. Well, I don't think they're 2.5 back, actually.
When you look at...
They're a game and a half back.
When you look at... And they've got the Lakers coming up, so that's right. That's one of those games that is a big... swing in the standings because you get those head-to-head matchups in that game at the AT&T Center. And, let's face it, I mean, seats are easy to get right now for Spurs games. And so that Laker game coming up, I fully expect to see a lot of Laker yellow, unfortunately, inside the AT&T Center. But when you look at San Antonio, they're technically 2.5 back of the Lakers right now. But I look at New Orleans is playing good basketball. Portland is kind of struggling, but playing probably a lot like the San Antonio Spurs, if you will. And, they have no reason to be any good at this point. The chances of the Spurs making that play-in tournament are looking better, and I think that's a big difference than saying that they're going to be a playoff team, which is going to be difficult. But if the Lakers keep falling, the Spurs have a chance to leapfrog them. And again, small victories are what it's all about right now.
That is what it's all about. But I think they're going to have to they're going to have to get by either Portland or New Orleans at that point in time. We'll see. Sacramento can do us a favor tonight. They play New Orleans, who is coming in here tomorrow night is Sacramento. So Sacramento on the first game of a back-to-back, but they do play the Pelicans tonight. But Sacramento's not very good. But hopefully they can do us a favor tonight and knock off the Pelicans.
Yeah, well, we'll see. And then just kind of I think you mentioned all these other teams. I think it's all depending on how far the Lakers fall and where that ends up with the Spurs, which, you think about this happening to LeBron. And I think about when Kobe was on some Laker teams that weren't very good and how the two handle it. And I think about Kobe Bryant, all the things that we thought he was going to do post basketball. And he had lots of different things in Hollywood lined up, ready to go. Charles Barkley told a story on the Draymond Green podcast that I've never heard before. And according to Charles, there are about 10 people that knew this story. In fact, he said, I'm probably going to get in trouble for this. But Kobe Bryant literally signed a deal to be a part of the TNT pre-halftime and post-game shows with Barkley and Shaq.
I'll tell you this funny story. Not many people know this. And I'm probably going to get in trouble for telling you this. We actually hired Kobe Bryant. At Turner.
What?
But he didn't want to do all the other and I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying this, but it's one of the little things that we keep in the car. So he actually signed with us. But then when we started telling, I have to do a bunch of radio shows. Like, hey, I go on this show on Monday. So, hey, from Thursday night TNT, same thing on Tuesday, same thing on Wednesday, same thing on Thursday. He's like, yeah, I don't want to do all that stuff. He says, well, you have to promote the show, Kobe. So Kobe actually is so funny. And like I say, there's probably only 10 people in the world know that he actually signed with us. He's like, no, I'm not doing all that other and he just like, no.
So I wonder what all the other bull bleep is that they do. They don't do much.
No, I was trying to think. Charles with regular radio appearances, I'm not sure. I don't hear those. And I know, being in this side of the radio business, when Turner has big events, a lot of times they'll say, hey, do you want to talk to? And there's a whole list of TNT broadcasters that you could talk to, but it's never Ernie, Shaq, or Charles.
Exactly right.
You get Kenny every now and then, but I don't know. But he literally signed a contract and quit before he could get started because he doesn't want to do all the other BS, which is
what, show up and talk?
Yeah, it's kind of what it sounds like.
Well, I wonder if they were going to hire. If they did hire Kobe Bryant, what was going to happen to Kenny Smith?
I think they all stay on the panel.
So you think it would just been an extended panel?
Continue to grow that panel.
Okay.
Or I look at the nights that those guys work, especially during the postseason. It's every night. You almost wonder, do they want a deeper bench? Like Draymond is going to end up with Turner. Charles keeps saying he's going to retire at some point, but who knows?
Charles Barkley. That is the best show by far. It just blows everybody else away. So it's just entertaining. It's always that way. So I hope Charles sticks around a long time.
Yeah, but he says he's not going to work past his next contract.
Well,
you know how TV types are when they say they're not working past their next contract.
Sometimes those expire and you're just ready to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then you get to do the BS stuff like radio. It is the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. If you're missing teeth, if you feel a little embarrassed when you laugh or you smile, missing teeth can also affect how you use your mouth, trouble speaking, eating, chewing properly. You can correct these issues with dental implants. Implants look natural. They feel natural. They stay securely in place and with proper care built to last a lifetime. Mark Havercorn over at River City Oral Surgery is an oral surgeon and a medical doctor. He specializes in all types of oral surgery, including implants. In fact, last year alone, Dr. Mark Havercorn placed over 1,200 dental implants. He's an expert at it. And at River City Oral Surgery, they offer direct care. They're a direct care practice. That means you don't need a referral. They're not going to take your insurance. Prices are listed right on the website, rivercityoms.com, and financing is available. Stop feeling embarrassed when you smile. Call River City Oral Surgery, 210-778-0002. Tell them Jason Minnick sent you. For comfortable, natural-looking implants, call River City Oral Surgery, 210-778-0002, or online at rivercityoms.com.
Lots of things happening in the NFL. We're going to talk about that right after this Sports Center update. A couple of those things happening this afternoon. The Dolphins general manager says they are out of the mix when it comes to trading for Houston Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson. We'll have to see if that changes in the coming days. And the Arizona Cardinals Well, they've extended the contract of one Cliff Kingsbury, their head coach. They've extended it a long time through 2027. NBA has fined Spurs guard DeJounte Murray $20,000 for throwing a game ball off the legs of a referee during their game against the Grizzlies on Monday night. Tonight, the Texas A&M Aggies return to action for their second to last game of the regular season. They're going to head to Tuscaloosa. They're going to take on the 25th ranked Alabama Crimson Tide. Tip-off at 6 o'clock. It's a game you can catch right here on San Antonio Sports Star. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Joe Reinagle.
You know, the weather is going to be fantastic the next couple of days. If you're going to fire up the grill, make sure you get into Tri-County Meat Market. They're locally owned, full service at both locations. They have certified selected prime Angus beef cuts, Wagyu, upper choice. They have everything you need to up your grilling game: beef, chicken, pork, fajitas, poppers, and more. They've got seasoned fajitas. They're incredible. Other seasoned foods that are ready for you just to open up, put on the grill, and you're good to go. They've got so many locally sourced meats there at Tri-County Meat Market. And if you're not sure what you want, ask them. They will help you, educate you. We'll just walk in there and let that meat counter decide what's going to go on your grill. You can always take advantage of their Pick 5 for $25. And at Tri-County Meat Market, they always offer a 10% discount for military and first responders. Tri-County Meat Market, 2 great locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Huebner, online at tricountymeat.com.
Hi, it's Rudy J. I'm here with my lawyer, Jason Thompson, owner of the Thompson Law Firm. Jason, as I'm riding around the city, I notice your nice billboards. They look good, but
I have a couple out there trying to keep up with the competition, I guess.
They look good. Now, I get in a car accident. Am I going to be talking to you? I don't want to talk to some guy that works for you. I want to talk to the guy that's on the billboard.
No, I know. And you know that you talk to me, but
Yes.
and you have, you and I have been friends for a long time, and I've represented you for a long time. But that relationship that you and I have is the relationship I have with a lot of my clients. And I think you're recognizing something that I don't know if everybody knows, that the face on the billboard for that firm might not be the lawyer that you actually get to talk to. That's not true with me, as you know.
Right.
If you call 900-0400, my office number, and you have a question about your case, you're going to talk to me. I'm the lawyer on the billboard, but I'm the lawyer that will handle your case.
Call 210-900-0400, 210-900-0400, or a lawyerforus.com.
Thank you, Rudy.
At Diamonds Direct, we tell you all the time all the great reasons to come see us. But the truth is, there are some reasons why you should not go to Diamonds Direct. Like if you want to pawn your old gold, we can't help you. If you want silverware, crystal, porcelain, or china, you won't find it at Diamonds Direct. See, at Diamonds Direct, we don't believe you can be all things to all people. If you try to be, you probably end up just being average with most of them. At Diamonds Direct, our focus is diamonds. Our DNA is diamonds and bridal jewelry, period. That's why we have up to 20 times the selection of diamonds you find at those other stores. It's why every major bridal designer in the world is found in our showcases. And it's why we can find the perfect diamond ring for you, whether your budget is $2,000 or $200,000. Diamonds are our passion. It's what we do. It's all we do. So, just letting you know, it's a big mistake if you come see us looking for a silver cake cutter. But the biggest mistake of all is not coming to us for a diamond or engagement ring. Diamonds Direct, San Antonio's direct diamond importer at the shops at La Cantera. DiamondsDirect.com.
Hello, Connecticut. May I help you?
This is Bill Tyson. Is this my Connecticut Pro?
Yes, Mr. Tyson. What can I do for you?
Calling from Yellowstone National Park.
Mm-hmm.
Old Faithful just erupted and reminded me I didn't set the vacation bypass in my Connecticut water conditioner. Would you run over to my house and set it? I've hidden the key under my door, man.
Well,
I forgot to set the bypass last year. I had that other brand, and the software used up 4,000 pounds of salt in a week.
Mr. Tyson, relax. With your new Connecticut, there is no vacation cycle or any worries about salt. If you don't use any water, your Connecticut won't either. We not only believe in saving salt, but also in saving water.
Would you go over and unplug it then? I'm trying to conserve electricity.
You forget that your Connecticut doesn't use electricity either. There's nothing to plug in. And don't forget that your Connecticut is also completely automatic.
Mean I can relax and enjoy my whole vacation?
That's right.
This is great. I've got Old Faithful here at Yellowstone and an Old Faithful in my Connecticut water conditioner at home.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Connecticut. SA.com.
This is The Blitz with Joe Reinagle and Jason Minix. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
We were talking about ticks earlier. Look at all that one happening. Money for nothing and your chicks for free. It is the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. By the reaction from Edwin, he had no idea what he was playing.
No clue, but it's great music, Edwin. You're doing a great job, my friend.
No clue, huh?
Very good.
None.
Yeah.
I'm not a music person.
Dude.
That's why I'm in sports radio.
Well, you can't argue with that.
It's hard to argue with that, but
Hard
we're
to
all
argue.
music people in sports radio.
Well, yeah, some of us more than others.
True.
Like you.
What do you mean?
Well, you 23 Metallica concerts. I'm not sure I've seen anybody 23 times.
It dates back to 1991. It's not like it's over the last 2 years.
Well, we're going to stay in that same bracket. You want to? And speaking of brackets, we got a big contest coming up. In fact, Twin Peaks does. It's their $2 million bracket. This is breaking news, y'all. Twin Peaks excited to announce the kickoff of their $2 million bracket challenge. It's presented by Dos Equis. All you have to do is go to www.twinpeaksbracketchallenge.com. Did you get that? www.twinpeaksbracketchallenge.com. Submit your bracket for all games in the men's college basketball tournament between Sunday, the 13th of March, and Thursday, the 17th of March at 11 a.m. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, and those scenic views.
Oh, you don't do it like Rob.
I know, but Rob gets excited.
Yeah, well, obviously. No, we're going to be at Twin Peaks, and you'll hear more about it.
Yeah.
But, all day for the first 2 days of the tournament, which coincides with St. Patrick's Day.
It does. So there might be some green beer there. You think?
Yep, I would imagine.
I would imagine.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
There will be. Those are always fun shows. We do those marathon shows. Although Jimenez, now that we have local shows and more hosts, when it was basically just Rob and I, or going back when it was just that Win and I. I mean, those were good, long, fun days, and they're still going to be. But
absolutely,
spend a day out there at Twin Peaks. But at what point, Joe, do we stop saying WWW?
I know.
I mean, you're old enough now, or maybe you're past the age where you have to put that in there. But couldn't you just say twinpeaks.com/bracket challenge?
You can, but I'm assuming since they put it in the copy, I'm supposed to say it that way.
Okay, Ron Burgundy. I think most people, if you were to say Twin Peaks, does anybody out there not know that you have to put in WWW?
You don't even really have to do that anymore.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You just put
put it in there.
twinpeaks.com.
Well, twinpeaksbracketchallenge.com.
Okay, well, there you go.
So, I'll leave the WWW
Well,
off
no,
then.
You can read it. I mean, but you just slowed down to the point where you just wanted to make sure you got all three W's in there.
Well,
it's not like you didn't want to leave one off or add one too many.
It's interesting because in some of the other copy that I've gotten for other things since I started here, the WWW dot is there.
I think just because when you're writing, you just naturally write it out.
I don't ever do that. Did you put together this?
No, I think Pledge does.
Oh, well, Pledge.
But you got to be careful with Pledge because Rob Thompson will read whatever is in front of him verbatim.
Okay.
Which is dangerous.
Yeah, can be.
I think, are we figuring out that you're the same way?
I'm still learning. I'm still new to this thing.
You've been reading off a prompter for 25 years. You read what's in front of you.
I never had to read. Well, that's somewhat true. Somewhat. I don't always do that.
Edwin, how old are you? 25, 26?
Just turned 26 last month.
Happy birthday, man.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Do you read WWW when you're talking with your friends?
No.
So if he were just to say Twin Peaks Bracket Challenge.com, you would know what that meant?
Yeah.
You could find it there on the interwebs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, from now on, I'm going to scratch this out.
You don't even have to scratch it out.
I'm scratching it out.
You don't even have to scratch it out.
I'm still learning. Okay. I'm thinking
saying.
I got to, it's on the copy. I better read it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I ad-libbed everything in TV. It's just like this script here. It's a script, but I'm not going to read it verbatim.
Exactly. You just talk.
Copy points. And so for all you salespeople, Jason.
Yeah.
When you sell me something or sell them something that I'm going to do.
Yes.
You don't need a script. I just need copy points.
Just copy points.
That's it.
Just wing it.
Just
Wing it, Ryan Eagle.
Just give me the the details.
Exactly.
And I'll wing it.
Yes. Not wing it. You just talk about it.
We'll talk about it
naturally.
Yeah, because
you don't sound natural when you're saying
You really don't.
dot Twin Peaks.
You're exactly right. And that was a mouthful. And, you know, my air is not as good as it used to be, right? So I'm like running out of breath. Jeez. I got to start doing some cardio, man. I was like, .com. Well, there you go. That's exciting, though. Everybody thinks they've got the bracket. There you go. Prove it. Put your money where your mouth is. And it doesn't even cost you anything. I don't think. It doesn't say there that it does.
No,
so there you go.
Never have a cost.
And a great place to go watch the games.
It is.
Yeah.
Why?
The scenic views.
Good Lord. So Cliff Kingsbury got his contract extended by the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah. And I wonder what that means. Because there was
he's rich.
Well, yeah, but there was a time because they kind of stumbled down the stretch that a lot of people were saying he was on the hot seat.
What it really tells me is because the GM and Cliff Kingsbury both have 5-year deals, now good through 27.
Yes.
They're on the same timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Kyler Murray and his agent, in a way that I don't really like the way Kyler Murray's agent is going about this, or Kyler Murray is going about this. But if he gets re-signed, it's going to be for 5 years.
Right.
I don't know what the outs are for the coach. I don't know. Yeah, but the commitment to Cliff, to me, from the ownership group and to the general manager, because, I mean, they hired Cliff with every idea of taking Kyler number one and building that offense.
That's exactly right.
So if Cliff got extended and the GM got extended, you have to really believe that Kyler is next. He will get his money.
Of course he will. And I just wish he was going about it a different way.
True.
And I said the same thing when Zeke Elliott did what he did to try and get his money. And it's not just those guys, and I'm not picking on just those. A lot of NFL players do that. A lot of NBA players do that as well. But you have to assume that if Kingsbury has been signed an extension through 2027, his guy is Kyler Murray. So Kyler Murray's going to stick around in Arizona.
Unless there's another guy that Cliff wants. And we'll see. Because the way...
Unless it's Patrick Mahomes, who are you going to get?
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of quarterbacks that would love to go play for Cliff.
But Cliff needs that certain style of quarterback.
He does.
Like a Kyler Murray, Patrick Mahomes.
And not that I'm suggesting Baker Mayfield, but I mean, that style of quarterback is all over the NFL. I just don't like the way Kyler went about it.
No.
But the reality is, if Kyler Murray was in this draft, he would be number one.
Sure.
I wonder if they'll field calls. I heard Mike Tannenbaum on Get Up this morning talking about 12 teams need a quarterback. And they're going to pay attention to how Arizona handles Kyler, or if he is that unhappy. Because even though the agent put out that deal, he's now negotiating in the media when Kyler has scrubbed Arizona off his social medias, right? If there is something going on there where there has to be a breakup, there will be plenty of suitors for a Kyler Murray. And you look around and look, Deshaun Watson is in that boat. Pete Carroll said that they would never trade Russell.
Well, what else is he going to say?
Yeah. If the offer is there, and then you look at the Indianapolis Colts. And Indianapolis gave up a ton for Carson Wentz.
Yep.
1 year, not a great year.
No.
A chance to be in the playoffs. All you got to do is win your final 2 games, one against Jacksonville.
Ugh.
And they don't get it done. Their GM, who I believe is one of the best GMs in all of football, and Chris Ballard, at the Combine, said something that just blows me away when talking about his future quarterback. There's no commitment. Even though they gave up a lot to get Carson Wentz, there is no commitment there. He was asked if they had a quarterback they believed could take them to a Super Bowl.
Not saying we don't.
Not saying we do.
But in the long-term best interest for us, I think as we sit down and work through whether Carson's the long-term best answer or not is the best way I can put it. We're not there yet. I'm not there yet. And that's something that we'll talk about as a group and move forward. And whatever decision we make will be the best one for us.
So in other words, we like them. We don't love them.
Yeah, but what are they going to do? I mean, they gave up so much to get the guy. They really don't have a lot of leverage to go out and trade for somebody else because nobody's going to trade you, obviously, Carson Wentz for a quarterback that you're going to want because of his stock value is just not there. So, for the Colts, they're almost stuck hoping that Carson Wentz is going to be the guy and improve moving forward.
Well, it almost sounds like they're ready to cut their losses and just move on, no matter what. Because even Frank Reich, I mean, it's one thing for Ballard to say that, and you go, wow. But when your head coach is basically following the same script when it was his turn on the podium, this is Colts head coach Frank Reich.
Well, I haven't sat down with Mr. Irsay in a while. I know I believe in Carson. I believe that, I believe in him. I stuck my neck out for him. So, last year I was a big part of that decision to get him here. And so, I believe he's going to continue. I believe he's going to continue to have a lot of success at quarterback. That might be here. It might not be here. That decision has yet to be determined.
In other words, my boss hasn't told me, but my boss doesn't really like our quarterback. And I put my neck out for this guy, and it's getting cut off.
Right. And he didn't play all that well. But, let's face it, he wasn't the only issue. Everybody wants to blame the quarterback, and rightly so. The quarterback should get most of the blame. But, Indianapolis's problems were other things when, it comes to what happened to them down the stretch. And they've got, arguably, right now, one of the top 3 running backs in the league.
They do. They got a great defensive player. They got a couple of great defensive players. That is a team that looks like they're a quarterback away.
So and is Sam Ehlinger the guy?
No.
Ellinger?
No.
Sam Ehlinger. Why not?
Well, I don't know. He hadn't shown it yet.
Well, he hasn't had an opportunity.
Well, maybe he is. Or would they somehow try to figure out how to make a trade to try to get another quarterback, even if it has Carson Wentz as a high-priced backup? I look at the Colts in a situation kind of like the Cowboys in a sense that they seem to have a lot of pieces, but they, for whatever reason, can't get over the hump. They don't sound like a group, head coach and general manager, that's willing to stay content with Carson Wentz at quarterback. If they feel if they can upgrade that position, does that get them to the Super Bowl? And that's what at least it sounds like their approach is to this offseason. Their biggest issue is at quarterback. They've got an offensive line. They've got a running game. They got a defense. They don't have a quarterback.
Well, the problem is there's no team in the NFL that is going to trade for them and give them what they want.
True.
Because they know they want to get rid of Carson Wentz. So the Colts are
your losses.
What, and just release the guy?
You might have to.
But you still need a quarterback. Even if Sam Ehlinger is your guy, you need somebody.
Yeah. I agree. But I look at if Deshaun's available, not that they would trade Deshaun.
They don't have anything.
But they've given up their draft picks to get Carson Wentz.
Right.
But what about a Jimmy Garoppolo in their scenario? What about, you know what I mean? There's at some point there will be a battle, and somebody is going to believe in the right situation, Carson Wentz could be the guy. He's got to figure out how to stay healthy. That dude figured out how to sprain both ankles on one play. That guy, and Frank Reich had him in Philadelphia. He believes him. If Frank Reich can't get him to work, who is?
Well, I don't know. And maybe he's just not going to work. Maybe there's just some guys that just don't work. The poor guy, and I say the poor guy, he gets hurt in Philadelphia, and then Foles comes in and wins a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things. He's really had some bad luck, but I know a guy, very good guy, is a photographer at Ken's 5 who is a huge Colts fan. And he was so frustrated with Carson Wentz that he would bang on tables and say, I'd rather you go play quarterback for the Colts than to see Carson Wentz out there. Wow. I know. So that's bad. Wow. That's bad.
Every fan base hates their quarterback when they don't play well. Isn't that right?
Except for you.
My quarterback doesn't play bad.
You rock Dak to sleep nightly.
When he plays poorly, I bitch, just like everybody else.
I have not heard that come out of. I can't wait for this fall.
Me too.
Because I want to hear that.
You will.
And I'm going to hold you to it.
You will. You won't have to hold me to it.
You'll do it anyway.
I'll do it anyway.
Okay.
It's kind of like you and your boy Ryan.
Oh my gosh, my boy.
Mm-hmm.
My boy.
Yeah, he's your boy.
Yeah,
he's your boy. You'd put your money on him, wouldn't you? You would.
I did.
Yeah.
And
I know.
you see what happens?
Yeah, exactly.
I did. And there you go. And they should have taken care of little Joey Burrow. Sacked him 9 times. Should have been 10 or more.
Mm-hmm. And you still lost.
If you're the Titans defense, you got to be really pissed.
You do. And if you're anybody that had any scratch on the Titans, especially a prop bet on bets on sacks, you would certainly be in that situation as well.
Well, you know what? If you want to do that, I've got the answer for you. Okay. I want you to sign up to play online with BUSR.com. BUSR.com. They got everything for you. If you want to bet on sports, you can do that. But if you want to bet on horses, you can do that. If you want to bet on blackjack, roulette, and the other 200 casino games, you can do that. It's incredible. You can bet on anything. What's more, how about this? They're going to give you a 100% deposit bonus. It's exclusively for all of you folks that are listening out there, Sports Star listeners. So all you do is go to BUSR.com/SportsStar. Again, it's BUSR.com/SportsStar. And remember, BUSR is your cure for your betting blues.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. San Antonio Sports Star Drive to End Hunger is going on now through March 25th. Just go to sasportstar.com to give what you can or just find drop-off locations. It's all presented by the Institute for Functional Health, Rambler Sparkling Water, Copenhagen Imports, and Airtron.
Jason Minix here for Garageization. You know, when I moved into the new house early 2020, realized the garage and the new house smaller than what I had in the old house, and I needed an organization solution for my garage because I'm going to park both my cars in the garage no matter what. So I called around, talked to a couple of different companies, didn't really like what I was finding until I found Garageization. My neighbor used Garageization. I saw what they did at House. I had Garage MB. I called Garageization at 210-664-4494. They came out to the house. We discussed several options of what I needed and what my budget was. They offered a bunch of solutions. And, man, I love what they did in my garage, the versatility, the shelves that they put in, and how organized my garage is now. If you need to organize your garage, call Garageization. Talk to them about shelves, overhead racks, closed storage, slat walls. You can make your garage functional for the entire family. Get both cars in the garage, your golf clubs, the kids' bikes, all the Christmas stuff and the other things that ends up in the garage. All of it can be in there in a very organized way. Since 2008, the veteran-owned Garageization has been helping San Antonians love their garage. Learn more and get a customized plan by going to the website garageorganizationsanantonio.com. That's garageorganizationsanantonio.com.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents
Doug. Check it out, Limu, a roadside carnival.
Step right up, folks. Test your strength. Come see the fire-breathing baby.
Let's fan out and tell people that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Look, an emu wearing sunglasses.
Limu, you're famous. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Okay, so we got the chorizo dumplings, the cucumber empanadas.
Zara's food truck is popping off.
Come on, guys, let's pick it up, all right?
But if she doesn't find a new chef, her truck will be stuck.
Carl quit this morning, so Jessica, I'm gonna need you on the fryer.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
If you're a guy over 30 and feeling frustrated about your health, listen up. Not feeling yourself lately? Are work and relationships getting you down? Do you feel a lack of energy and focus on the things that matter to you most? All men around age 30 have the potential for their testosterone levels to decline naturally. When that happens, life can feel out of control. If that's you, then it's time to rethink your health with Synergenics Testosterone Replacement Therapy. For more info and to schedule an appointment, head over to 800lowt.com today and get your life back.
Ribs, burgers, chicken. Submit what you cooked on the grill or smoker, and you can win a $50 gift card from Tri-County Meat Market. Grilling with the Blitz. Online at sasportstar.com.
Hey guys, it's Rudy J. Let's talk the biggest stories in sports tomorrow morning, 7 till 10 on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
R&R in the morning. Tomorrow morning at 7. You heard Big Voice Guy remind you if you've been doing some grilling. Tomorrow we give away that $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market.
I love the way he puts that. Because that's what everybody does, right? When it comes off the grill. That was perfect.
It was perfect. It's good stuff.
Good stuff.
Take a photo of your meat, upload it at the meat on your grill, sasportstar.com.
I don't know. I got one of those socks. Maybe I'll take a photo of that.
Please don't. One of the people that works in the building asked earlier, how does it stay on?
Well, I don't know yet because I haven't tried it.
Where is the sock right now that does not go on your feet?
It's in a drawer.
In a drawer, so it's made it to a drawer.
And it's still in the box, by the way.
So you haven't...
No. What are you going to do? Stand in front of the mirror and say, let me try this on, see how it fits?
Well, I mean, that's what you would do with any other garment that you received.
Well, with this one, you're always worried it might not fit. You know? That could be deflating. Or it could be a real stroke to the ego.
It might be.
Yeah. I didn't say it was going to be too big.
You'll never know if you don't take it out of the box.
Well, maybe after a few drinks, I'll talk Maggie into letting me model for her.
You're running out of cold nights to make that happen.
Cold nights? I don't want it to be cold. Then I know it won't
It's
fit.
a sock to keep things
I know.
warm.
But it's got to be warm first before I try that thing on. Wow, the gifts you get.
Hey man,
San Antonio Sports Star.
You got a sock.
Yeah.
And today somebody brought you some tamales.
Oh, it was fabulous, fabulous. I promise I will mention. I left the card in the office. The tamales were great.
They were. Appreciate the tamales.
San Antonio tamales. I think. Gosh, I'm sorry. I will.
It's all right.
I'll mention it tomorrow.
It's all good.
Well, it was a nice gift.
It was a nice gift.
It was a retirement gift.
So anybody that he's gotten a sock, your Amazon checklist is getting there. Just don't hurt yourself when you're trying on that sock. Although injuries do happen. If you twist, pull, pop, or snap something, you need to know about Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Dr. Espinosa does treat all orthopedic or non-surgical injuries. You need them, 210-804-5490 or TSAOG.com.
The Paul Feinbaum Show. It's the Jerry Springer of sports talk.
Let's try